I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and AT&T's getting it, Sprint's getting it as well. This is the LG Optimus G, not in final packaging, but inside is a quad-core smartphone with some pretty serious power. Let's take a look in the full unboxing. What do you know? If AT&T gets one, I guess Sprint gets one too. So Sprint's got the LG Optimus G coming their way, and you look at this box and you're like, yeah, it's kind of a plain white box. This is most likely, in fact, I can guarantee you this is not the final packaging for this device. You'll see it in a slightly different box when it comes to Sprint very soon, so stay tuned for that. But here it is, the Optimus G on Sprint with a slightly different spec sheet than the AT&T version. Not a whole lot has changed here in terms of look and feel. It's slightly different in terms of the look, and it's packing a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro CPU. It's got a 4.7-inch IPS True HD display with 768 by 1280 pixels, a 2,100 milliamp hour battery, 4G LTE connectivity on Sprint, and then it's running Android 4.0, also known as Ice Cream Sandwich, or as I call it, the Ice Creams, with LG's user interface running atop Ice Cream Sandwich. A 13 megapixel camera here, the difference between it and the AT&T version. The AT&T version opted for an 8 megapixel camera, which doesn't come up above the actual bezel of the device. This one does, so you get a slight hump on the back of this device, but you get 13 megapixels with 1080p HD video recording capability. So slightly different design here. Take a look at this in comparison to the AT&T version, and you can see an overall a little bit of a different look and feel here. Volume rocker in the same area. You've got the stuff in the same areas. Your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, your power buttons over here on the side, and then of course your micro USB charging ports at the bottom. But a slightly different design here, a little bit more industrial looking on the Sprint side that actually resembles a little bit more like the LG device that came out earlier in the year on Sprint with 4G LTE connectivity. Let me see if I can get these stickers off. LG, oh, there we go, LG Viper. Bam, there we go, perfect. So many names, it's hard to remember. Let's go ahead and power this sucker on. And while we're powering it on, special thanks to Best Buy Mobile for giving us devices like this, for using our One Paw Bandit giveaway game, which we turn around and give to you at instantwin.phonedog.com. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working. Help you set up your email, your web, your contacts, and more. So when you walk out the door with this or whatever device you get this holiday season, you'll be good to go at Best Buy Mobile. So obviously I'm not even going to try to open this AC. Actually, you know what, I will, because I'm Phone Dog Aaron. I don't quit. And then of course here you go, USB cable there, travel adapter, which is a stock LG look and feel here, AC adapter module. I'm just not good at opening these bags today, having some problems. AC adapter module, as you can see there, LG logo, and of course your USB cable. You don't get anything else out of the box. That said, this is not obviously final packaging, so stay tuned. You might get something out of the box that you didn't get in the version you just saw. So here's the software on this device. We'll go ahead and swipe to unlock. Beautiful 4.7-inch HD display, and overall I actually like the build quality of this one a little bit better than I do the AT&T version. Obviously, that's very subjective. It's open to what you like and your interpretation of the designs. And again, everything's in kind of a similar spot. But this one, a little bit more plasticky over here, a little bit more rounded. I think what's throwing me off in the AT&T one are the rounded sides. The rounded sides I don't care too much for, and it's got kind of a thick feel to it, whereas over here, these are flat on the sides, making it feel a little bit more like a typical phone. Again, take a look at both if you're in between carriers trying to decide yourself, and let me know which one you like the best at Twitter, PhoneDog_Aaron, or on Facebook. So, Sprint loading up here, and out of the gate, we'll take a look at the applications that come pre-installed. So again, Ice Cream Sandwich here with LG's user interface running atop Android 4.0. Out of the gate, you don't get a whole lot of Sprint stuff. You do get Qualcomm, that's the enhanced processor stuff. You get Sprint ID, Sprint Zone, and then visual voicemail as well, which is free for the basic package. And then for the premium package, I believe it's $199. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. We'll use Quick Memo a little bit later and take a look at that. But in the meantime, let's take a look at how fast this device is. Quad-core processor here, beautiful quad-core 1.5 gigahertz processor. You can just see how fast this device is out of the gate. Everything's running exceptionally fast, little to no lag whatsoever. Actually, on both this one and the AT&T version, no lag that I can see. And again, we'll take a look at these a little bit more in testing, but you can see some differences between this one and, of course, the AT&T version. And I always love when you get devices like this that are the exact same name but on different carriers. I always love those slight variations between the two devices. For example, take a look at the menu and the settings between the two devices. You'll notice AT&T's is mapped out by network, sound, display in general. This is a little bit more of a typical LG user interface where it's wireless and networks, device, and then down here personal and system. So out of the gate, a little bit more of a stock look and feel. And this is traditional Sprint here. They tend to go with stock whatever, whether it's stock LG, and I use that term loosely because I'm talking about stock LG and not obviously stock Android, but they tend to go with whatever it is. Like if the unlocked LG device looks the Optimus 4X HD, they tend to go with that. And of course AT&T and Verizon tend to customize their devices a little bit more to fit what they believe their customers need. So out of the gate here, again, some Sprint stuff, downloads and widgets out of the gate, and then of course messaging has been relatively easy on both of these devices using a 4.7-inch display with LG's keyboard. So we'll say the quick brown fox, and I'm having some spelling issues. Let's change those around. Quick brown fox, absolutely beautiful display. 4.7 inches, going to be more than large enough for a lot of people. And of course, portrait to landscape transitions relatively fast here as well. Quick brown fox is actually pretty hungry. Quick brown fox is hungry. And you can see there LG's keyboard out of the gate, and I can change that input method between it and Google Voice typing. And of course I can get plenty of third-party alternatives out of the Google Play Store. Now down here, 3 capacitive buttons, back, home, back, home, and menu. And then I can change it and go to recent applications by pressing and holding the home button. But again, take a look, and at this whole video, the one thing I want you to notice is the little to no lag that this device has. Very fast all around on the speed front. Bam, 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 very fast. It looks like I don't have network connectivity, so I may be having an issue with the SIM card or the overall activation of this device. It looks like I do have a basic service, but don't have 3G connectivity. And LTE is not rolled out in the Charlotte area just yet. But you can see Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage, call, roaming, and we'll go to more actually and take a look just to see what we're running on mobile networks. Data is enabled, 4G setting, we're on network mode, LTE, so it looks like everything's configured as it should be. We'll go into phone and see what it looks like in there. But again, beautiful display here, nice and large. And you can see, bam, sorry about that, one of my phones was ringing, one of the demo phones. And then you can see back here, 13 megapixel camera. So I'm excited to test the camera, 13 megapixels on the back. And I would love to test the browser for you, but unfortunately, I do not have a network connection. So you can see here, a little bit different than the AT&T version. You'll see up here, when I go up to PowerDeck or sprint.com/PowerDeck, you can see the keyboard obviously pops up. I've got my pages up here at the top. I can click on those. And of course, I can go back. Did not mean to do that. Let me go to menu. There we go. So I can refresh. I can request the desktop site, save for offline reading, and more. So all in all, a relatively nice device. But you know, again, coming to Sprint very soon. As you can see here, very, very fast with little to no lag whatsoever. Very impressed all around. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of this device on PhoneDog.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. Hit me up on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron, and let me know what you think of the Optimus G on Sprint. In the meantime, stay tuned for more dogfights on PhoneDog.com, and as always, we'll see you next time.